Hey guys, Itaewon Semi here, and welcome to Canada Day. I'm posting this video after Canada Day, but I'm celebrating Canada Day in Chongra International City. So Chongra is on the RX line, two stops away from Incheon, on the Korean side of the... Alright, so Incheon is on an island outside of Seoul, and Chongra is the last station before the bridge crossing the inner sea to Incheon Island, where the airport is. So this city was actually built on purpose as an international business city, and you know, it's all brand new. I mean, as you can see, I mean, I'm at one of the big shopping malls here, and as you can see, the streets, the sidewalks are huge, the streets are wide, but there's no traffic, there's no people, there's a lot of empty space, but there's a lot of apartments here. Now I'm in the main city, so as you can see here, lots of apartments, but coming to this area from the subway station, it's just empty fields. There's apartments, and the bus system, wow. The buses are huge, and the roads are like wide, and it's what they call is a planned city. So Korea does this a lot. They build planned cities, and they build them complete. Like I'm talking, this is a city where I assume, I'm gonna say, I just missed my bus. I'm gonna say several million people could live in. Several million. It's a city that definitely can house that many people, but doesn't have that many people. All right. So what I wanted to talk about today is the fact that Korea builds these planned cities en masse, huge, so that they can plan for the future, right? So they've built this city to plan for the future, and this is not the only city. There's Songdo, Dongtang. That's the ones I know of, and these are cities that have been built and planned out for the future, to attract people as well. So what they've done is they've built the infrastructure. As you can see, here's like a complete bus terminal, and the buses are the articulated buses. There are two buses connected, but there's like 3 people in the bus. So they're building the infrastructure and spending the money to build these cities to attract people. So whereas in the West, I found that cities grow as the people grow. Here, they're putting the infrastructure in before the people come to attract them to the city. So I think that is really impressive. And every time I come here once a week. Every time I come here, I'm more and more impressed with this city. I think maybe I might think about moving out here. Is it cleaner? Don't know. Is it more, how do you say? Is it more convenient? I don't know. I gotta do that exploring. I mean, like, just look. I mean, so let's take a quick look around, all right? So I need to head over to the subway station to get back to Seoul. But let's take a quick look. I would say, just outside of the main area. So look at those. That's all shopping right there. And then you can see in the background apartments, towers, more apartments, all apartments, 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 and shopping. So what I'm saying is that these cities have the capacity to hold a lot of people, but they don't. Are they more expensive? I am hearing, like for example, Songdo, very expensive. Not that much cheaper than Seoul. You can get a little bit bigger apartment and obviously a newer apartment. I mean, I'm assuming that this city was built within the last 5 years. I don't really know. I know Songdo was built 5 years ago. Dongtang was built 2 years ago. And there were plans to move the government from Seoul to Songdo, which is south of Incheon, but that never happened. But the city's still there. And I've been to that city. It is a ghost town. We're talking about roads that are 12 lanes, 6 lanes on each side, plus a dedicated bus lane in the middle. And it's a ghost town. I actually rode my motorcycle out there a couple of years ago, and absolute ghost town. Me and a couple friends took a motorcycle trip out there, I'm gonna say 4 years ago, and nothing going on. I mean, there's not a lot of foreigners out there. There are, you know, one of my friends, my British friends, I'm not gonna say his name just in case he doesn't want me to talk about him, but he was out there. Mr. F, my British friend, he was out there and worked there for years, and he loved it out there. But I mean, the community is really small, the foreign community. He's leaving for China very soon. So, Mr. F, if you want to comment on, you know, comparing living in Songdo to living in Seoul, because I've never lived outside of Itaewon, I really don't know what it's like to live outside of that area. So I'm gonna say that from what I've heard and what I've seen, the community and you know, come on, it just makes sense. The population is much less, right? So you want to, you know, remember that the population is much lower, so there is going to be less people. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna put some links below to where these cities are located on the map, so you can see. And as usual, I want to thank everybody for watching and for liking and for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I really appreciate it. And keep up watching. Itaewon Sammy, living life out.